Good evening, good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Healing is Power. I hope that you all have been taking care of yourselves and growing and becoming the best versions of yourself each and every day. You can find Healing is Power on the following platforms: Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Also, like and share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Here tonight, I have an incredible guest. He is a remarkable, touching soul on social media. Please welcome Prophet Mocmoud. Hello, how are you?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm gonna turn my camera on. It's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you.
It's a pleasure to meet you too. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you. So, as I was telling my guests, you are very, very popular on social media with, your words of wisdom. And I just appreciate you, just spreading love and knowledge, your knowledge to everyone.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah,
I get,
so
and it feels so good to get a compliment. I get so much hate mail and hate messages that it feels good when somebody tell me they actually love what I do for real.
yeah, I mean it's not enough positivity in the world. We need more of it. We need more of it. And I love it.
Thank you.
No problem. So just starting out, just tell everyone who you are and what you do and what you plan to, accomplish, because I know me and you were speaking briefly, you felt like you have a call. Well, you have a calling from God. And I was saying the same thing. I have a calling. So kind of touch on that a little bit.
All right. Well, my name is Prophet. I was born Cedric Watson, but Prophet was a neighborhood nickname given to me when I was a kid. And I'm from Toledo, Ohio. I'm from a street called Belmont Avenue. It's probably the most popular block in Toledo. And you know, all for all the wrong reasons. And I ended up becoming like the spokesman of that block as like the rapper and came like the local celebrity. And my top songs was always talking about the corner, whether it was my block, block life. I grew up on the corner and whatever, like that. And
Hmm.
so, all the kids that grew up listening to me, my nephews, um, you know, who my music led to that block, their whole generation died and got wiped out. My
Hmm.
generation dead and wiped out. The generation before me dead and wiped out. And so I ended up getting stabbed and survived. And I understood right then that I had a bigger calling. And it was not for me to be talking about the corner all the time. It was for me to bring young men from neighborhoods like mine into Christ and teach them to lead with love and respect and doing to others as you want done to you. Everything we do is a seed and we will grow a harvest in our life. And so that's my mission on this earth to preach that to little young boys on the corner and, you know, just transform lost, broken young boys into self accountable men who lead with love and respect. And so I believe that's what I put here to do for real.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Thank you so much. When you were, I know transition sometimes can be hard for us. Like you said, you were going from pretty much like street life to, you know, working with God and working, with Christ and stuff like that. How was that transition for you? Was it hard?
Yeah, yes, it was. Because I didn't never go to church till I was 27 years old. I never like anytime somebody talk about God or anything, I didn't want to hear nothing about it. And so I
Hmm.
was just so in my neighborhood. Even though I was doing negative in my neighborhood, I always had like a consciousness, but it was like to help black people. Cause I was reading Malcolm X at 10, but at the
Hmm.
same time smoking weed and selling crack at the age of 8, you know what I'm saying? And so once I
Did you
found
say eight?
yeah, that's the first time I sold crack. I was 8 years old. Guy named DG Lee had like here run these to the customers and I returned him the money. He gave it to me, and so I did that for him. But
Oh, wow.
yeah, and so but it was like once I can't even say found Christ, Christ found me, and and once I got God in my life, I kind of committed for a little bit. Then these riots had broke out, so on front line of these riots and stuff like that. and I'm on the news. It's this bad gangbanger, and the police was looking for me, and all. It was just crazy. And then and so I had went broke, and it just completely broke because of my changed my life. And so I kind of slipped, and then I the seeds was in me, and then I ended up getting stabbed, laying on my deathbed, and I had a relationship with God. Then my nephew get killed, and the whole war break out in the neighborhoods that I
Oh,
really. And this is my baby who I raised like my own kid, and watching people laugh out loud at his death and shoot up his funeral, and it got me sucked back into the neighborhood politics again. And
wow,
and then when I see my son be born, I think that's the kind of, it wasn't even hard no more. I already knew like that it wasn't. So it was a conflict. And long as I be in my old block in my old neighborhood, even though I'm the right is in me and I'm speaking right and doing like, it's just so much stuff that could suck you back in when somebody from another side of town murders somebody in front of you who you love dearly, and they bragging about it, and then you see this person again. It's just a conflict, and you would lose everything that you stand on or build on when you get caught up in them situations like that. And so yeah, that was a conflict.
wow, wow. That's um, that's very unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear that. Really sorry to hear that. How did when you transitioned? How did like family and like old friends kind of react? Because sometimes when you're going through that transition from one type of life to another, people may kind of get in your ear and be like, oh, kind of make fun of you or whatever, oh, like you're going from the street to, you know, walking in God's, light. How was that?
Nobody was ever surprised for real. Like, even though,
Okay.
because I was always, even when I was dead wrong, I was always talking about, okay, we selling drugs in this neighborhood, but we need to buy all the business and have it black owned, and we need to make sure ain't no kids getting kidnapped, no name. I was always a community guy, and I coached kids, and so I was always hypocritical, living three lives and stuff like that. And so that's why they named me Prophet when I was a kid, because people like, man, I ain't trying to hear that Farrakhan stuff you talking about on the block, man. Your name, you know what I'm saying? And so it was always a seed in me, and people always seeing that I was more than what I was actually, what I'm saying, living.
Yeah.
And even in my music, if I had 12 songs, six of them was uplifting, and like three of them was about the corner and stuff like that. And so a lot of people always told me I was inspiring them, even when we was living bad. And so it was all the way in me. And so, but once I put it all the way in the forefront and quit living a quadruple life, everybody was just like, man, like, I love the transition that you made, you know what I'm saying? And like, they love me. They love me more for it. And people appreciate it. It ain't like, another person be like, my family and friends turned against me and all stuff like that. It's more like, man, we proud of your like, they be so proud because I got stabbed in front of 1,000 people. Like, they see me coughing up blood. It was like I
Oh
was
my
pronounced dead.
gosh.
Everybody thought I was dead. The whole rumors on Facebook, Instagram, man, they didn't kill Prophet. And so, but for me to survive that in front of everybody, and I told how I had a, so people been waiting on this transition, you know what I'm saying? And so people are actually proud for real. Even like my frontline gang member friends, the ones who still living, like my whole family is the front line of the gang in the neighborhood. And so yeah, like they proud. Like, they look at me like, you know what I'm saying, they proud that I'm even ain't hanging on the block no more. But some people be like, because I be in communities where people die at, even in Atlanta, and doing stuff like that. And so
Mhm.
a lot of people always be like, man, we praying for you, man. We just hope nothing don't happen to you. How you just be so out there, and we know who you are. You ain't about to be playing with no disrespect and stuff like that. And you will, and I ain't afraid of death or nothing like that. And everybody know that, like. And so a lot of people, like my family and close friends, they be kind of worried though. But but like, they proud of me for real. Even the people who used to listen to my music, I get messages every day like, man, you just the transition you made. And so it's no hate though. It's more people proud for real.
That's beautiful. Well, for you to survive something like that, you definitely have some work to do, and God is not finished with you. So, all
Man,
praises to the Most High God for that. You still
thank you.
here, and you're still doing what you got to do for God. So I want to go back to your childhood. All my guests, I touch on their childhood. How was your childhood coming up? What did, how did it all begin?
Man, I had the greatest childhood ever, man. I had the greatest childhood ever. Um, like coming up, you know how everybody be like, I'm from the hood, I'm from the hood. But just because you're from the hood don't mean you in a bad spot, because every hood only got probably, like, you take a whole neighborhood, you probably got like six bad blocks that make the
Right.
whole neighborhood seem bad. And on the
Yep.
bad blocks, it's just a certain couple houses on the block that make the whole block bad. I'm from that house that made the worst block bad. I'm from the worst block that made the neighborhood bad. I'm from the neighborhood that make the city bad. So my household is the reason why the city is bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? But you so young, you don't even understand that you poor, because some people had it worse. Like, my lights weren't never off. We always had a bologna sandwich in the refrigerator. You know what I'm saying? It was just, we didn't know, because it was a guy, you could Google him. His name is Johnny Jordan. He was like, he'd be on A&E, all kind of these shows, like, of the world's biggest predators of the world. Johnny Jordan, dad in jail. Like, I ain't, because his sisters and stuff, so I don't want to get too much in detail. But Johnny Jordan ended up killing his foster mom. Like, he was in a foster home and killed the foster
Hmm.
mom and stuff like that. But Johnny Jordan, them, they basically lived in a garage, like, and had to beg on the corner to raise money to buy their parents drugs. And then all my friends' mama smoked crack. Majority of my friends' mama smoked crack. So they ain't have TVs, they ain't have refrigerators, nothing. And so people came over my house to eat. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Because we had lights and stuff. And so that's what kind of made me the leader of the community as a kid, because everybody hung at my house. You know, my family, even though everybody killers and gang bangers and drug dealers, my family is the family. Like, you a crackhead or a runaway or you ain't got nowhere to go, the Watson's gonna take you in and you gonna stay at our
Mm.
house. And so we
Wow.
was the safe haven for the whole neighborhood, even though this was all the crime and stuff going on because of my family. But we had a generous heart, and so I had that. And so all my friends who mamas ain't had nothing, they stayed at my house. And on my block, Belmont Avenue, it was 50 kids. All of us 5, 6, 7. And so we walked to Pickett Elementary around the corner together. And all we did was play football, basketball, baseball, hide and seek. Then we go, this how stupid we was though. Like, we get bored. We'd go ask the people in the project, y'all trying to fight today? And then we go fight them. And and it was just fun. I know it
Yeah.
sounds crazy, but like, and
No,
then
I
like,
mean that's the way it is. That's the way it was. I
yeah.
get it.
Yeah, and but at the same time, we on this drug block. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we on the biggest drug block. It was a war between Toledo and Detroit, Michigan, because Detroit people used to come try to set up shop and people was killing them, sending them back home. So my block was the block where all the killers and robbers at. So they coming through shooting up the block every day. Like, every day our block got shot up, and but it was just normal. Like, we outside playing football in the street. They come through shooting. We run through the back, come back, play football, and we didn't see nothing wrong with that. And but it was such a close knit community, and everybody loved each other. And then, but I had a good childhood, man, because the friends that I have, the people who still alive or not doing life in prisons, those are my friends to this day. You know, and but the transition kind of changed in 1991 when I was 10 or 11 years old. All the older guys outside, they all disappeared. They all died and went to jail.
Hmm.
Fred Quincy and Dion died the same month. Two of them got killed by the police on two separate occasions. And so when we was 12, now there's no older people outside. We making all the rules now at 10, 11. And then I watched my friend Gene Blackman. He died too. God bless his soul. I mean, he became down there a millionaire at 14 because it was his block. And so, and that's when our childhood was over, when we was, like, probably like 11 or 12, and it wasn't no more childhood no more, because we only older people now was the crackheads. And so,
Mm.
but we had a great childhood. And I had a great childhood though.
That's good. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Who did you really look up to coming up? I mean, besides, like you said,
Yeah.
a lot of the older generation, who did you like, mom, dad? brother, sister? Who did you have? Who
Well,
really um you looked up to?
my first role model ever was Fred Carter. He got killed in 1992 by the police. Fred Carter. I made a
Hmm.
documentary about him too, and that
Okay.
was my nephew. My and his son, which is my nephew, got killed. Little Fred, but he was my first person I looked up to. The second person I looked up to was the neighborhood crackhead. His name was Las T. That's crazy. My role model was a crack fiend named Las T. And then after him was his brother named Jeff T. And that's why I always say lead with love and respect. But I learned that from a guy who smoked crack. He taught me like no matter what you do, you be respectful. Y'all ain't gotta
Hmm.
like each other, but y'all respect each other. He telling me this while he's smoking crack, blowing crack smoke, like teaching us about respect. And so that was the third person I looked up to. And after that, I kind of like, he just died too recently. But far as
Sorry to hear that.
the other people I knew, you know what I'm saying? But the people who I didn't know, what made me dream more and understand that I just didn't want to die on Belmont Avenue. My first person was Ice Cube. That's what made me want to rap, and then it became Tupac, and then it became Malcolm X. You know, but yeah, those are people who had me dreaming of being bigger than just my environment, like watching them and listening to them and stuff like that. But
Hmm.
but yeah, but that changed my life. And Miss Woods, my fifth grade teacher, like I was always a class clown. I thought I was a comedian and stuff like that. And so I had straight F's. I had perfect attendance and straight F's one time. But in the
Wow,
fifth grade, Miss Woods, she introduced me to reading, and so I couldn't do math worth or nothing, but I was always a good reader. My sister used to read to me when I was a kid, and I always loved listening to people reading to me. But Miss Woods gave me Malcolm X book when I was 10 years old, and I read it, fell in love. Then she gave me Rolling Thunder, Hear My Cry, loved
hmm,
it, and I just became a reader. So Miss Woods made me, that really changed my life, was her.
that's good. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. It's a book that I read back in, I want to say, eighth grade. I don't know if you heard of it. It's called "Makes Me Want to Holler" by Nathan McCall. If you
Yeah,
have
I
not
never
read,
read it, but I know exactly what you're talking about. I never read it though,
if you ever get time, read that book.
for sure.
It's it kind of what you're telling me about your life. It kind of reminds me of that a little bit. He's just read it if you ever get time.
I
It's a
will, for
really
sure.
good book. So I see that you have on a sweatshirt that says God gave me a gift.
God
What
gave
does
me
it
a
say?
gift, and it's called Today.
That is beautiful. What inspired you to do that? When did how
Um,
long have you had that out?
I had this out probably 2 years, and
Okay.
what inspired me to do it is when I got stabbed. And I
Mhm.
used to be all this fake deep stuff like um I ain't celebrating Christmas. The white man pagan made up holiday. I ain't celebrating this. I don't care about no birthday. It's just another day. And I used to dwell in the past so much that I didn't appreciate today. And I used to look
Mhm.
so far in the future, what I'm saying, trying to blow up as a rapper that I took for granted family, it's just little stuff. And so when I was laying on my deathbed and I'm telling God, like, if it's my time to go, hey man, I don't care. I could die. And God told me you ain't even started living yet. Then my life go before my eye, and the only thing I could picture was these riots that I was in 2005. And so at that time I knew I lived a terrible life. Like I was like I just didn't appreciate the gift of today. And I said, if I make it out of here, when I get out this hospital, I'm gonna live. I'm gonna celebrate every holiday. I don't care if it's man-made or not, because it's the moments. Everybody off of work. You can see everybody in a good spirit.
Yeah.
You make like you just taking it ain't about the hot, it's about the moments with your people. I'm gonna tell all my homies I love them. You know what I'm saying? Like we ain't say that. Like, man, nigga, you gay. You tell tell your homie you love her. Like, man, what you on? Boy, you gay. And so I don't care if y'all call me gay. I love you. Nigga, what you on?
Yeah.
You on gay, man? And so no, I love you, man. Like you say it back, boy, we gonna fight. You know what I'm saying? But like I just start living in the moment, making the most out of every moment. Like it just made me appreciate life, and I understood life is a gift. Like, I mean,
Mhm.
like, it's just the gift of today. Just waking up in the morning is a blessing, man. It's a gift. Like,
It
it's a
is.
gift of today.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so after I got the hospital, that was my Facebook post. Like every time I wake up, God gave me a gift, and it's called Today. And everybody was sharing; they loved it. Then I printed it on the shirt, and it just went crazy. And but that's where it came from when I got the hospital. Just understanding today is a gift from God for real,
It is. My mother used to always tell me coming up, she's like, the next second, the next minute is not promised to you.
man,
She always used to tell me that. So I definitely can relate to that. And every day that I open my eyes, I'm grateful.
man.
So grateful.
Yeah, and see,
Because it
like
could
how
be
you
so
said
much
your
worse.
mom. Like your mom taught you that, like, and see, I had to learn everything crashing. I didn't learn anything without crashing or going to jail or getting like or somebody dying because my mama didn't teach me nothing. Like she like nothing at all. My mama only thing she ever said is love is a 5 letter word, Money. That was her favorite. It was a song, and that's what she repeated. And it was another thing she always said was like, "Boy, when you turn 18, go ahead and play crazy and get you an SSI check so the white man can take care of you forever." And so
Oh,
those was the
oh,
life lessons that my mama told me. And another thing, like now your hair nappy, boy. So make sure you have a baby by a white girl so you don't have them nappy head ass ugly kids running around here. And so that's the
oh my
type of stuff.
God.
Yeah. And so that's the type of stuff was in my household, my mama. And so everything I had to learn, I had to die or gunfire headed to me or going to jail. Everything was like ignorant to my household. And so I had to learn everything the hard way for real.
Um, wow. I'm sorry. I'm
Uh,
sorry to hear that. Wow.
it's good. I'm good. It's the greatest thing ever happened to me. Because it make me a better parent. Like it make me like okay, like them. I want my son. How you said, my mama always told me. I can't wait for my son to be like, man, dad always told me, or that, because I can't do that from mama or daddy. Like
Yeah, you want to be
whatever.
a better. That's a beautiful thing about
Yeah,
you is that no matter how your childhood was, you have grown up and you're doing better and you want better for your child.
yeah,
You know, that's
yeah,
you're breaking that cycle.
yeah,
I don't want to call it a generational curse, but you're breaking that cycle.
yeah.
You know.
And I can't say a generational curse because
Yeah, that's why I said, let me not say
her
that. You
parents
know.
wasn't like that. Like her parents wasn't like that.
Yeah,
I don't know where she
but you're
came from.
yeah, but I mean, either when you're breaking that, you
Yeah,
don't want to
yeah,
repeat that.
yeah.
So that's a beautiful thing. How old is your son?
My son is well, he'll be 8 next week. He'll be 8 on St. Patrick's Day, March 17th. And
Oh,
but yeah, he's 7.
well, happy birthday to him.
Thank you.
You, I know you're an amazing father. Um, just again listening to your story, it kind of reminds me of a lot of stories in the Bible. There were a lot of people like Moses, Abraham, different ones. They before God touched their lives and used them for his will and stuff like that. They were, Moses was with the Egyptians and, killing the Hebrews and stuff like that until God said, "Hey, this is what I want you to do. I want you to lead your people out of slavery." It's kind of like, you were living that life, but God used you to enlighten and encourage other people out here. And like you said, in your neighborhood and just around the world, because you're on social media. I see a lot of your reels and stuff like that. You touch a lot of people, I'm sure, out there in the world. But like you do say, you do get hate, but that comes with the territory.
Yeah.
But that's a beautiful thing to be used by God, even though to be used by God and have your life turned around.
And you know what you said was so powerful. Um it reminded me of some it's a guy named Nuri Muhammad. He a preacher from the Nation of Islam, and he was saying that messengers are not sent, messengers are raised. And you only
Yes.
can heal what you feel. And
Hmm.
so you have to go through that when like and there was another pastor named Dr. Mike Murdoch. He said, "What bring pain to your heart is what God has qualified you to heal." And so it's it's a blessing like being where I'm from and went through, and so I know who the people I supposed to reach because when that's what I feel, and that's what bring pain in my heart when a 14-year-old boy get gunned down, or you know what I'm saying. And so I know those are the people I need to be speaking to, and so like messengers are raised and not sent, and so when you from it, you could feel it, and so that's why Jesus he was sent to the Jews first because that's where he from. You
Yeah,
know, and so like I can't go and go talk to Fortune 500 kids and tell like and so I know who, even though I probably can, but it's a blessing that we go through certain things because those are the people who God sent us to. And so I got that for Nuri Muhammad for real. Like messengers are raised, not sent, and so you are meant to go through these certain things so you can learn the lessons to help the people where you from for real.
yeah, yeah. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Real, yeah. Um, what was the most important message that you think you wanted to get out there to the world? Because you, like I said, you've done a lot of reels. What
Yeah.
do you think is the most touching and most important message to you that you wanted to get out there um, to everyone?
Okay. It's levels, right? My
Hmm.
first message ever, right, was always the cast off message. Being who you are, even when it's unpopular. Like follow what God put in
I
your
saw that
heart.
one.
Yeah, be true to you, and don't follow the trend. Follow what God put in your heart. So that's where the whole movement started from. Being like cast off. I am who I am, even when it's unpopular. That was my first shirt. Everything. Then it kind of morphed into purpose. I was gonna walk from Atlanta to Toledo and call it the Purpose Walk, and it was talking about walking your God-given purpose. The same thing, whatever bring pain in your heart is what God has qualified you to heal. So find your purpose, and the people you need in your life, they gonna like follow on your purpose and your purpose, like just living your purpose. Then it kind of morphed into the golden rule of any faith is doing unto others as you want done to you. Like treat people the way you want to be treated. And everything we do is a seed. Then it kind of developed into everything we do it, we reap what we sow. Like whatever you thinking about, speaking about, doing is a seed, it's gonna grow a harvest in your life. But what I'm on right now, at this present moment, was my purpose I feel right now, and my message right now is lead with love and respect. If we lead with love and respect, the world will be a better place and our life will be better.
Yes.
And you treat a homeless man with the same respect you would treat a billionaire, bro. You treat Steve Urkel, somebody you could beat up, with the same respect you would treat Mike Tyson or a heavyweight champion. You just
You
lead
know
with
why?
respect.
You know why? Because we're all human.
Yes. And when you go in someone environment, right? And a lot of people disagree with this. Like, I don't got like if this environment you go in there and say we don't tolerate the color red, bro, and you go over there, I'm gonna wear it anyway. Nobody ain't gonna say nothing to me. You disrespecting the
That's
rules and the protocol.
disrespect.
It's disrespect. You feel me? And so like you just respect the rules and the protocol of the area, long as it ain't violating you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if it is violent, just stay away from it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just lead with love and respect everywhere you go. And when I say lead with love, I'm not talking about a feeling. I'm talking about love, like scripture taught me that love is an action. Like, because when you break down what is love, it says love is patient, love is kind, love forgives, love don't brag or boast. And ain't saying you ain't bragging boast about what you love. It's saying basically if you do something for somebody, you don't brag or boast about it because you're doing it
Right.
out of love. And so that is
Yes.
all action. And so leading with love is being a blessing, giving, for like lead with love and lead with respect. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I'm on right now. And I'm about to do this love and respect tour. So
Okay.
lead with love and respect. That's what I'm on right now.
Awesome. 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 Well, you keep pushing with that. You keep pushing with that.
Thank you.
Is there anything right now that comes on your spirit that you feel like besides what you just touched on, is there anything that comes to your spirit right now that you want to share with the listeners? And, my listeners, your listeners, the world.
Man, Lead with love and respect. That's on my spirit. It's something else on my spirit
Yeah.
right now, but I'm gonna just leave that alone, man. I'm gonna leave that alone, man. I'm gonna leave. You know what? I'm not. I can't, man.
I was gonna say, why not?
I can't, cause I don't want to get your page in trouble and all this stuff, right? But
Listen,
just, just like
I can't get in trouble. The truth
it's
is the
right
truth.
now. We have to understand. We have to protect our soul. We have to protect our spirit. We have to protect our mind. And Scripture teaches us a war we fight right now, it ain't of the flesh, it's a spirit fight. And just understand we in a fight right now, bro. Satan
Hmm.
is turning the heat up. He turning the heat up, bro. And that's why I mean it's being pushed to uh our little boys. Like it's like it's forced to try to have them date another boy. Like
Yeah,
it just understand it's a spirit fight. It's a spirit fight to take God out of everything. And so I'm
yeah,
not telling you what to believe or what's cool, what's not cool. To each his own. Those without seeing cast the first stone. I'm not saying you right or wrong, but I'm telling the people of faith who believe in what I believe in, understand that it's a real spiritual fight and you have to protect your spirit. And so when they keep pushing certain stuff that's grieving your spirit, turn that stuff off, bro. Do not look
yeah.
at it. Don't let your kid look at it. Protect your spirit because words are seeds. And and if somebody wants your spirit, they get it through words and what you looking at. And so be careful what you looking at and listening to because it's a spirit war going on right now.
It
And
is.
so that's on my spirit right now, like just be careful, man, because that ain't just somebody wanting their rights and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's being pushed and it's a demonic thing going on right now,
Hmm.
and so
It's definitely an agenda being pushed,
yeah,
and it's
yeah,
everywhere.
yeah.
It's everywhere. I definitely agree. Can you tell the listeners where they can find you? In social media, Instagram, TikTok, where you at? Where can they find you?
Okay, my name is Prophet Mocmoud, and it's spelled Prophet Mocmoud, and that's everything. If you type in Prophet Mocmoud, it will take you to Twitter, Snapchat, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and I'm active on all of them. Like I update on every last one of them, YouTube, and so you know, yeah, and so that's what it is. Prophet Mocmoud, everything, and so.
Okay.
And I'm on every social media, trying to, you know, leave my mark on the world and do my God given purpose before I'm
That's
gone.
that's awesome, and I know that God is going to use you to touch so many lives. I can see it already. You have probably already touched so many other lives, and you're going to continue to touch more lives out there, for sure.
Thank you. I appreciate that so much.
Is there anything that besides kind of what you already touched on? Is there anything else that you're working on right now?
Well, right now, I call it the Love and Respect Tour, right? And
Yeah,
so,
yeah. Touch on that a little bit more deeper, if you would.
yeah, it's not a real tour because I'm not about to be on a platform speaking at events and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
what I'm doing is I'm gonna press up 1,000 t-shirts with love and respect, and so we gonna go out in the community, lead with love and respect, giving these shirts out at the same time, feeding people who need to be fed, homeless people, kids, whoever need food, and I'm gonna be in the communities as we doing that, as we being a blessing speaking to people. Just like it
Okay.
ain't go no platform, nothing. Just me in the streets talking. And hopefully 10 youngsters will be like, man, I felt that big homie, man. I'ma lead with love and respect. Just in the community, and and then show love and respect to other people who got stuff going on. So today I went to the Dr. King Museum, show love and respect to Dr. King. And if you go
Hmm.
look on my social media right now, before I came on here, I posted it, a
Hmm.
whole thing. And so I'm gonna go to show love and respect to all the black-owned businesses and upload their stuff. I'm gonna go show love and respect to all the coaches and stuff making a difference in these kids' life and upload their program, hoping they make money and people send money to their stuff to keep their stuff going. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm a focus on Atlanta is just so big and so many different cities, so much stuff going on.
It
It's gonna
is. It
it's gonna
is.
take me a month to get done with Atlanta, and then I'm gonna go city to city after that, showing love and respect and teaching by example how to show love and respect. When you go into black owned business, don't go in there and try to get nothing free. Like, let me get a free shirt. I'll wear it and advertise,
Yeah,
help you.
don't
No,
do that.
go buy it, bro.
I
Go,
can't
cause like,
stand that. I
yeah. And
cannot
so
stand that.
that's showing love and respect, man. Man, I met T.I.'s son today. I went to the Trap Museum.
Oh,
Um,
which one?
it's in Atlanta. It's a trap museum in Atlanta. It's the Little King. It's,
Okay, okay,
yeah.
King.
So I met
Okay.
him at the trap museum, and I was like, hey, a lot of people don't like him, and I was just saying, man, lead with love and respect. I know for a fact that you gon' like about time you about 30, you gonna go through enough where you gonna have a great voice. Cause I could just tell like I just know. And was surprised. He said, "Man, I know who you is. I seen one of your reels on Instagram."
Hmm.
And I was like, and it touched me like, damn, he know, like, you know what I'm saying? But just stuff like that, man. Just a word of encouragement. That's you just never know. One word could change somebody's life for the better. And so that's what I'm doing, man. Just putting love and respect in the world and just love and respect to her. That's what I'm doing, right? That's what I started today going to the Dr. King Museum. But then tomorrow, I'm gonna go to World Changers Church in College Park, hook up with this nonprofit, sit on Old National, give away food. I ain't got the church yet, and just speak and give love and respect to the community for real.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, I right now with Healing is Power, I'm on most platforms, and I really want to just touch the world out there. You know, there's a lot of people out here that's holding hurt in. They don't have any kind of avenue on how to let go. That's where you get a lot of this killing, suicide, alcoholism, drug usage. So my platform is to, show people that you can heal because I'm in the healing process. I haven't healed fully. I'm still a work in progress, but to hear other stories, other people's stories is very therapeutic for me. And healing is so important because if you don't heal, you can't move forward. If you constantly looking backwards, you can't move forward and focus on the future.
Man, that's so powerful. One of the main things that was like therapeutic for for me to heal, and other people I know who say the same thing, is to serve. Is to serve, man. Like
Hmm.
walk in your purpose and serve. And
Yeah.
then and the stuff that wounded us and scarred us, we'll look at like and then it'll be in perspective like, wow, that's what got me here and could serve the people who went through what I went through, and I had to
Hmm.
go through that so I can get that experience and teach from this. And that healed us like that just by serving. And I think it'd be so many people is a distraction to our healing because they give us all these outer things trying to do a outer job that only an inside job can do. We trying to put band-aids over stab wounds, thinking like, oh, if I burn this instant or burn this or touch this crystal or listen to like
Yeah. No.
no,
No.
and that's like
No.
putting a band-aid over a stab wound. And Christ taught us it's an inside job. And if we could serve, our pain and what we went through will actually be a blessing. It won't hurt us no more because now we smile at like, thank you God for letting me go through this because I
Yes.
just helped 100 people
Yes.
because of this. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? And so when you would look at it, so when I had that knife in my stomach, coughing up blood like that, I don't, I it's the greatest thing ever happened to me because now I could talk to a young boy who then got shot in the head and laid on his deathbed, and I'm like, thank you God for this happening like this. And
Yeah.
so when we serve, it heals us. When we serve and understand, I had to go through this so I could heal these people because, like Nuri Muhammad said, we can't heal what we don't feel. And
Yeah.
so we have to feel that so we could heal it.
Yes, we have to go through that hurt. We
Yeah,
have to go through that pain.
yeah,
People hurt us. Sometimes we even put ourselves in situations that hurt our own selves, but we have to go. Everybody that comes through our journey is part of the plan. Even
yeah,
if they hurt us, they're part of the plan to get us where we need to be, to get us where
yeah,
God wants us to be.
yeah. And then I just made that up at the end. I said I had to feel that so I could heal that. That's a
Yeah.
bar right there. I had
Yeah.
to heal that so I had to feel that so I
So
could
I can
heal
heal
that.
that.
Man,
Absolutely.
that's about man. I'm about to start saying that every day.
Yeah, I mean, it's real talk though.
I
It's
had to
real
feel
talk.
that so I could heal that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Is there any other projects that you're doing before we kind of wrap it up?
That's it. That's right now. But I have a I'm gonna start a ministry, but it's more of a nonprofit. It's called one One Nation of Christ, One Nation of
Okay.
Christ Ministry. And
Okay.
I never even told nobody this for real. But I think, I think believers, believers in Christ, believers in Jesus, it's just been so bad represented. Like even when you go to church, Jesus just took it out of everything now, and it's
Yeah.
just about making you feel good and like and even the white church who painted Jesus' face white. And so I want to start something that we gonna really live and teach Christ principles, and his main thing is, like Jesus said, the most important law is love God with all your heart, all your mind, all your soul, and love your neighbor as you love yourself.
Yes.
You know, and so that's what and Jesus, he didn't sit in the church all day preaching. Like he went out there with the prostitutes and the criminals and the tax collectors and the people. And so my whole goal for real right now um is to build that ministry
Mm-hmm.
and could build a temple, and then around that, all the members could have whatever business they have, and we support that. And around the business, we could build our own school, our own bank, our own centers, and around that, we could build our own home and have a faith-based community of our
Yes.
own, where we ain't worried about the white man feeding us or worried about Joe Biden versus Donald Trump, because you look at Chinatown function, that money stay in their community. I live in Lawrenceville, Georgia, right outside Atlanta, and it's basically Hispanic ran. The money stay in their community, and so I want the money to stay in our community. But I know we
Hmm.
can't do it amongst certain people. Just because we the same color don't mean the same people. And so um it's like the matrix. You got to pull the people who believe what you believe and want to be a part of this out of the matrix. So the people who unplug from the matrix, we have a faith-based community with the goal of pulling people out of the matrix and come to this community where the money stay in the community, the prayers stay in the community, and it's like uh and so it's our own healing community, where we could go out and heal the world and recharge in our own faith-based community.
Yes. Yes. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Well, I'm wishing you all the best with that. And please let me know when you do the what did you call it? It's a
Love and
tour that you're doing.
love and respect to her.
Loving, please let me know because if you're going to be doing that in Atlanta, I'd love to be a part of that.
All right, thank you. I will for
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely. Well, thank you so much for being on Healing is Power. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate your wisdom and sharing everything, your knowledge and everything. One more question that I like to ask my guests. If you could tell your younger self something, what would it be?
Man, what I'm telling everybody now, man, lead with love and respect. Lead with love and
Lead with love and
respect.
respect, everyone.
Yep, because like I had talents and gifts that got me here, but my attitude and disrespect always brought me back to poverty.
Hmm.
And it was just I didn't respect certain people or respect certain opportunities, you know. And I will always say a good attitude will take you way further in life than your talent or your grade point average. And so I had a lot
That's
of
true.
gifts, but I never could reach my full potential because my attitude, my talent would get me here, my gifts would get me here, and my attitude wouldn't keep me there. It pushed me right back to the corner, you know.
Mm.
So I would
Mm.
tell my younger self, lead with love and respect. And whatever we want out of people, we have to do that to people or for people. Do unto others as you want done to you. If you want
Yes.
support, go support somebody. If you
Hmm.
want love, go and love somebody. You want help, go and help somebody. And the person you doing that to ain't gonna be the person who gonna help you back. It's gonna be when you
Yeah,
just
it's just
take
something. It's something that has to
from.
come from here.
Yeah, and,
You
and
know.
and you gonna get paid back from someone you least expected from when you least expected, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a scripture Christ was teaching, give and it be given to you. And a
Mm-hmm.
lot of times we don't believe that because this person we gave to ain't gonna give us nothing. But it don't work like that, you know. We gonna be blessed when we least expect it from somebody we least expect it from. And that's how it
Right.
worked for real. And so I would just say sow better seeds and whatever I want, I have to do and lead with love and respect for real. Don't pick and choose who we respect. And that's one thing I would teach my younger self.
Okay. Then that's deep. That's really, really deep. That's deep. That makes a lot of sense. Yes. Well, thank you so much, Prophet, for being on Healing is Power. I appreciate you so much. And once again, please tell the listeners where they can find you.
Prophet Mocmoud, Prophetc. Now it's Prophet. Yeah,
Yeah, you got it right.
Mocmoud, and that's everything. And I'm on and like I'm YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, LinkedIn, Twitter. I'm on every last thing. Prophet Mahmoud.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. Also, can you tell the listeners where they can get your shirt,
It's
your
Zaire
hoodie?
Unlimited. I put the website on pause for like 2 weeks to redo it and stuff like that because I gotta add the love and respect shirts. But it's everything is Zaire Unlimited. That's my streetwear brand, Zaire Unlimited. And
Okay.
it's spelled ZYAIRE Unlimited.com. And like just like I have Prophet Mahmoud on everything, it's Zaire Unlimited and it's active on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, and the website. You know, and that's the clothing brand. Well, I can't say clothing because it's a t-shirt brand.
Okay.
But
All right. Well, thank you so much. Well, guys, again, you can find Healing is Power on the following platforms: Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and Pandora. It's been a pleasure, Prophet. Thank you so much once
thank you for
again.
having me. Appreciate you.
All right. Take care.
All right, bye.
Bye bye.